Hi everyone, my name is Otis. You're welcome to Times Academy. So today I will take you through the best practice of getting your Google Adsense account approved by Google. So we're going to look at the eligibility requirements. Are you a blogger or a website owner that you've been struggling to get your website or your blog approved for Google Adsense? You want to partake in the monetization program of Google Adsense, and there's been an impediment which is coming from your site and you're not aware of it. So that's what I'm going to walk you through today to show you how to identify those problems and how to fix it. So I want you to stay back while we go through this different step, which is one is the missing or incomplete code on your website. Another one is the being Google Adsense compliant on your site. And also, is your site accessible? So we're just going to answer these questions as we go deep into the causes and how to fix this problem. So, like as I said, we're about to get started. So let's go. So we're getting started with the first, because we said why your site is not showing ad. So one of the reasons why your site is not showing, why your site has not been approved by Google or is not showing ad, is one, missing or incomplete code. So if you have applied for the Adsense account, one, that your Adsense account has been approved and your website is not showing ad, and another, if your Google Adsense account has not been approved. So what do you need to do? So you are going to check the header tag of your HTML source code from your website to make sure that the Google Adsense HTML code is spaced correctly within your header tag, because these are the common issues with the code ad that prevent the ad from showing on your Google Adsense account. So the first thing is for you to copy and paste the code between the header tags. Then the next is copy the code from your Google Adsense. Then the next is paste the code into the HTML of your site in between the header tags, between the opening tag and the closing tag. So you paste that. So once you've done that, you have to still verify your site ownership in Search Console. So how do you do that? You paste the code into the site, also paste the code into the site that you used to sign up for the Google Adsense. So if you have used abc at gmail.com, which is part of you've used abc.com. So if you are pasting that code, you have to paste it into that site that you have entered into Google, and make sure that you are entering the correct URL when you are entering it. So, and once you've done that, so make sure that, and you have to check if your ad code displays all on one line, and also make sure check that properly. So now I'm going to go deep. Let's just look at where the part of the section of the website. We're going to the back end of your HTML code on your website to see how we can actually do that. And I'm going to exit from here. So we're going into the website to see. So this is if you go into your website, what you do, you go to the appearance side. This is if you're using the WordPress website. So you go to the appearance. So all you need, you go to the site editor, the theme editor. So once you click the theme editor, so you come into this point here. So you go to this theme files. You have to search for the header.php or the header. So it comes in different ways depending on the theme they're using, or depending on what you're using to build a website. So it should be always header. So when you see the header.php, so you go into this place. This is the header tag. This is the opening header tag. So all you need, you put your cursor here and tap return or enter. So you create a space. So once you do that, you just paste your code around here, just like as you have here. Once you click that, because I already have that, I don't want to mess up with my code. So, or you can put it here and just paste the code, the Google Adsense HTML code. So once you paste that, then you update the file so it gets saved on your files. So once you've done that, so you open the page, you try to look at the page source. So that's going to be the next one that we're going to look at, how to inspect if it is correctly pasted or if it is saved on your HTML tag. So that's what we're going to do next. So we've shown you how to paste the Google AdSense HTML code on the header tag of your website and get that verified. So it is also very important after pasting that code that you go back to your website to check if the ads are showing. And normally it takes within 24 hours for the ad to show. But for if your ad has not been approved as a result of that, also just give it some time. Go back to your Google AdSense to check. Probably it could be between 2 days to 2 weeks for them to review it and approve your request. So I suggest or I recommend that you go back to check. So we're going to move to the next stage of this best practice to get your Google AdSense account approved and also to get the Google ad to show on your website. So the next we're going to look at is the accessibility of your website. If your website is not accessible, so Google AdSense is not going to approve your website because they want websites that are already published on the web. So stay back. So the next is when your site is not accessible or is not reachable by the algorithm or the Google crawlers, the Google AdSense crawlers. So once you've set up your site and you've applied for the Google AdSense, make sure that your site is live. Provide the correct URL for your website and make sure that your site is published on the web. I'm repeating it again. Also, one of those reasons that makes your sites also inaccessible by the crawler is if your site is password protected. So if you have a site that is password protected, so the crawler or the bot, the Google bot, can't crawl your site, and if they can't access it, then your site won't be approved for the AdSense monetization program. So, and also, if your site is not accessible, then your site can't show ad. And make sure that you're not blocking the search engine crawlers in your robot test. So you can check your robot test file on your host account to make sure that there's no instruction blocking the crawlers from crawling your site. And because if your site is not accessible online, so there's no how they're going to approve you. So it takes quite a lot of process. So then once you've completed that, you have to make sure that your site is accessible. Once all the steps are completed, then you can resubmit your site if you've been denied or your request was declined in the past. So you can now resubmit for approval. But before you do that, make sure that you connect your site to the AdSense account. It's very, very important because if your site is not connected to the AdSense account, there's going to be a disconnect. So that's and if you're having a connection issue, please make sure that you rectify that error, and that is why you have to also sign in for the Google console, because once you have the Google console, so it will just show you the errors that all the technical issue on your website will be highlighted, because these are the things that the AdSense is looking for, making sure that the user experience is good on your site before they approve your AdSense for you. So I'm going to move to the next step. So I'm just highlighting what you've done. So you make sure that your site is up and running. So why we move to the next step. And why your site is not showing ad, or why your application for Google AdSense monetization was not approved or was declined, is if you have violated some of the Google AdSense rules or policies. So before you resubmit your request, please review the Google AdSense program policy on their website. And once you find any violation, please resolve that policy issues with Google AdSense before you resubmit. And also resolve any issue also before you publish your site. And that is why it is very important when you're setting up your blog or your website, please create an account with Google Adsense, because that shows you a lot of technical issues also. And also go into Google Adsense policy and read it, something like app.content. So make sure that you have all this in place and cross-check with your site, with your blog, to see that it is in compliance with Google Adsense policies. So once you've done this, then you are good to go. So you're good to go. The chances that Google Adsense will approve your account is very, very high and very, very likely. So we're going to move to the next best practice that will help Google Adsense to approve your request of joining the Google Adsense monetization program, partnership program. So let's move to the next step. Content, they say, is the king. So if you're a blogger, you're a website owner, and you're looking at monetizing your content. So for you to profit from your content, for you to get approved by Google Adsense, please make sure that you are providing a unique content that will enhance your user experience. So also look at the technical issues that will affect a user going on your website. Any difficulties, try to eliminate it before you submit your request for monetizing your blog or your website. Establish high quality site that deliver exceptional user experience. Remember that the reason why Google is advertising, having customers to advertise on your website is because of that retention on your website. So when more people are staying on your website, that tells how good the quality of your content is, and that is what Google is looking for. So we're coming to the end of the presentation. So if you have any question, or if you're having challenges doing it yourself, so you can get in touch with us. So provided the address, which is otalims@gmail.com, and our website is otalimsacademy.com. So we have tons of information, good resources on the website. So you can also reach us on our website by just filling out the contact form and just briefly state the purpose why you are sending us the purpose of your request, so that we know, mention, be specific. If it is about Google Adsense, please just put it there so that we know, and have one of our specialists reach out to you. So I just want to say thank you to all of you that is watching this tutorial, this presentation today. So, and I look forward to see you in our subsequent presentation. So I just want to say thank you.